This might be the best kept secret in the e-bike world. Meet the brand new 72-volt Magician Alpha. It's equipped with a massive 5,000 watt peak Bafang motor that can generate up to a staggering 200 Newton meters of torque. As a matter of fact, the entire electrical system on this e-bike is made by Bafang and manufactured to work together. It's got not one, but two 72-volt batteries for a grand total of 30 amp hours and a quoted top speed of up to 50 miles an hour. 47, 48. Oh, and did I mention you can pick this bike up for under $2,500 right now? Well, technically $2,299 to be exact, once you apply my discount code to your order. And after watching this video, if this sounds like it's the perfect bike for you, whatever you do, don't wait. Order yours right away. They've completely sold out their August delivery and are almost sold out for September. But there's still a few left and customers are already getting their bikes. Today we're going to be taking a close look at this monster of an e-bike. And right after that, I'm going to take this high-powered 72-volt beast through the gauntlet with all of these real-world tests. Trust me, I am not going to go easy on this one. So while I get both the 10 and 20 amp hour batteries ready for our tests, why don't we check out some nice slow-motion beauty shots. Cue the B-roll! So since e-cells is no longer around, this bike really only has one competitor, and it rhymes with fired. And for $2,299, you can only get a 60-volt bike from the competition. To get a similar 72-volt bike, you'd be spending $27.99. That's a $500 difference, so I think this is pretty good value. First off, let's check out the fit on this thing. It's a big bike, no question, but not as big as you think. Check this out. I've got the seat slammed as low as it can go right now. And stepping onto it, I can touch the ground flat-footed. I can't say the same for like 50% of the bikes I ride on this channel. So even if you're close to the 5-foot range, you can still easily get onto this bike. And the step-through version makes it super easy. You don't have to swing a leg all the way around. It's a heavy bike, so when you stop at a light or something like that, you want good control on this thing on both sides. And the nice thing is that it's not too long. Like, I'm not reaching for it. It's right there. The big BMX handlebars also make it really easy to bring in or bring out depending on how big your reach is. For me, I've got the bars perfectly lined up with the forks. I think that's the way it looks the best and it fits the best. Look at this. Perfectly upright, ready to cruise. Now, obviously, if I wanted more stretch out of my legs, that's a pretty easy fix too. The seat's adjustable all the way up here. And now with the pedal stroke all the way down, I can pretty much stretch my legs all the way straight. To be honest, I'll probably start with the seat down low because that's the way I like to ride. Man, the suspension on this feels so good. Just feels solid, you know? Let's check out the rest of the bike. The Alpha rolls on a set of 26-inch diameter, 4-inch wide Nova tires. These have a new tread pattern. I've never ridden these, but they remind me of the Kenda tires that you can get on the Aventon and Velotric fat bikes. Nice, spaced out, deep treads with a pretty steady center channel here. So this should be nice and quiet on the road and really grippy off-road. Time will tell. The wheels are made with double wall aluminum, which makes them super stiff and super strong. And they didn't just stop there. They beefed up the spokes too. Look at these things, they're massive. The bike comes with metal fenders, front and back. For the drivetrain, you start with a 7-speed Shimano Acera derailleur, a 7-speed freewheel, but this is no regular freewheel. Check out the size of this granny gear. This should make pedaling this bike really easy, even without any power. And to finish off the drivetrain, you get a massive chainring protected with the guard, some generic cranks, and some metal Welgo pedals. While we're down here, check this out. I love the attention to detail here. This simple chainstay guard makes the bike really nice and quiet because it'll stop the chain from slapping on here. Speaking of strong and massive, check out this rear rack. It's huge. It's mounted with 6 bolts on the frame here. And check it out, this thing can hold a max of 50 kilograms. That's well over 100 pounds. Here's a close-up of the brakes. Looks like you get a set of 4-piston hydraulic calipers from Star Union. And those bite on to 203 mil rotors. And they're super thick, which means they'll stay nice and straight, and they dissipate heat much, much faster than thin rotors. And you guessed it, looks like it's the same setup front and back. Moving to the middle of the bike, here's a close-up of the DDK saddle. Looks like a regular bike seat, so it should make the Alpha really, really easy to pedal. And look at how soft this thing is. Almost feels like it's got gel or memory foam in it. It feels really nice. And it's adjustable, so all you have to do is open up the seat post clamp. You can have the seat all the way up to here. That's an extra 10 inches of clearance for people with long legs. For me though, I'll probably hang out down here. Perfect. Now the bike does ship as a Class 2 750 watt, 20 mile an hour top speed bike. But once we get the bike powered up, I'm gonna show you that you can set this bike in Class 1, 2, 3, or fully unlocked and unlimited. Take a look at this hydroform frame. There are no welds on here. It looks so nice and so neat. This method of making frames is not cheap, but it's one of the best ways to get the most amount of strength and stiffness out of a frame. And speaking of stiffness, look at how little space there is between the linkage here. This is to make sure that a big heavy bike like this doesn't get the dreaded speed wobble. Just look at this. There's less than a millimeter clearance between the bike's linkage and the bike's swing arm. Now this is a well-engineered rear linkage system. And they didn't just stop at good linkage. Here's a close-up of the D&M rear air shock. It's got every setting you could possibly want. A lockout switch for compression, a rebound dial here to slow it down or speed it up, and there's even an air valve here, so no matter what you weigh, you can pump the exact amount of air pressure you need in this air can to support your weight. Whether you weigh 150 pounds or 350 pounds, it doesn't matter. You can pump the right amount of air in here to support your weight. That's nice to see. And up front's the same story. These stanchions are super beefy. I think these are 35 or maybe even 36 mil stanchions. This is the same size you see on enduro mountain bikes, ready to tackle some of the gnarliest terrain. You get a compression switch on the right, with lockout. You get the spring preload here on the left. And to finish it off, this fork has a through axle. I wouldn't ride a bike that goes over 40 miles an hour without one of these. And Magician did this both to the front and the rear axle. Check this out, they've completely locked out the rear too. No chance of this wheel falling off. The frame's got some nice features too. There's a water bottle mount here on the down tube. And then for the rear rack isn't enough, there's some hardware here to mount a front basket. Behind the bike, you get the integrated taillight. Looks like you get a reflector, a light that'll turn on, and maybe some turn signals. We'll find out when we turn it on. Here's a shot of the front headlight. Looks like a really nice industrial style. There's a bunch of LEDs in here, so it should be super punchy. And it looks like the same headlight you can get on the wired bikes. We'll turn this on in just a sec. But first, let's check out the controls. Here's a shot of the handlebars. They're BMX style with a really high rise. They're perfectly straight across. They've got lots of room here to put some accessories, but they're sky high. Like, look at this. They're nipple height for me, and I'm 5'9". Today, I'll be riding the bike in the stock configuration just to see what it's like. But in a future video, I may end up swapping a set of these. These are going to be a little bit lower and more kind of like mountain bike style handlebars. Being a shorter rider and having the seat all the way down, this might fit a little bit better for me. What do you guys think? Should I try the new handlebars or keep the BMX ones? Let me know in the comments. Here's a close-up of the controls, starting on the right. You get a lock-on grip with nice soft rubber. These are great grips, similar to the ones I run on my mountain bikes. Next to that, you get your half-twist throttle, and you even get a little throttle switch here. This is the ultimate for safety if you didn't want to tap this by mistake and have the bike take off on you. And next to that, you get the 7-speed Shimano shifter. We've seen these shifters on a lot of other bikes before. Pretty standard here. And on the left, it's a really nice simple setup. Lock-on grip with nice soft rubber. And next to that, you get a super simple remote. There's a power button in the middle, an up and down arrow to go up and down your pedal assist modes. This button doubles to turn the headlights on, and this one, when you hold it, turns the bike into walk mode. Let's turn the screen on, see what that looks like. Okay, we're gonna hold our power button here. Little boot sequence, Magician. Nice. Oh, headlight turns on already because we're in a dark space. There we go. Under that, you get the mode that your bike's set up in. Right now, I have it in the unlimited throttle enabled mode, but I'll show you all the other ones in just a sec. This one here is whether you have the torque or the cadence sensor enabled. Right under that, you have your power mode. There's off, climb, stealth, eco, trail, and boost. 5 different modes available. Well, 6 if you count the off mode. Under here, you get your speedometer in miles or kilometers an hour, your battery percentage just underneath here, and cycling through the power button, you can go through a bunch of different options here. Odometer, max speed, average speed, range, calories, cadence. Wow. Lots of different info you can get at the bottom here. Now, if I hold the plus and minus button, you can get into the bike's menu. Check it out. You've got the display's brightness here, how long the bike will take to turn itself off. You can set the clock in 24 or 12 hours. There's 3 different themes here for your main screen. I'll show you those in just a bit. You've got a bunch of different modes, trip reset, and there's even more down here. Check this out. You get access to everything here, and there's no guessing here. This is a proper menu. I really like what Bafang did with this. You can set the units, modes. Here's what I wanted to show you. Check it out. First, you got to pick whether you're in the US or Canada, and then you can set any class mode you want. Class 1, 2, 3, or the infinite mode. I'm going to leave it unlocked because that's what we want. Right underneath here, you can also set your cadence or torque sensor. I'm going to leave it in torque because that's the best way to pedal. You can set a boost password, reset the password. Nice. Next to that, there's another menu here. You can set the wheel size, speed limit, controller info. You get a bunch of different error codes if you see them. Nice to have. Next to that, you can set any language. Here's the theme page, so you can set your different main screen. And finally, the controls or riding parameters. Check this out. You can go in here and set speed percentage for every pedal assist mode. That's pretty handy. And you can even set current limit for each pedal assist mode. Right now, I've got it set between 20% and 100%. But you can customize these however you want. This is so nice. Oh, I should show you the different main screens available. You get this one. Nice. Battery up top. Little display in the middle here. Changes color. Pretty cool. There's the one in the middle here. Let's see what this one looks like. Cool. So it looks like you get the same amount of information, except for this one looks like it's got the actual power that's going to go through the motor. That's pretty nice. I think I like this one better though. I'm going to leave it on this one for the ride. Let's turn on the lights, see what those look like. Okay, let's check out the lights here. I'll turn it on. Oh, a little bit too high. Nice. Just looks like a really nice, wide, punchy spot. No complaints. And looking at the rear taillight here, the bike's on, so you don't get any daytime running lights, but when you turn the headlight on, the rear light turns on as well. Oh, that's what those are for. Extra brake lights. Look at that. And when the lights aren't on during the day, you still get brake lights. Very nice. Okay, let's lean the bike over and see what we can get for speed without any weight on it. I'm gonna go all the way to boost mode. Here we go. $51 miles an hour. They weren't joking. This thing hums. Let's take a look at the bike's electronics, starting with the star of the show. This 72 volt, 5,000 watt peak Bafang motor. This is made with Bafang's proprietary brand new nylon gears. Just listen to this thing. It's almost completely quiet. You don't hear any gear noise at all. Just the power humming through this thing. It generates 180 Newton meters in most power modes, but in the climb mode, you can get 110%, which brings it to 200 Newton meters. And they've tuned this thing to go up to 50 miles an hour. And they say they also tuned this thing to go up to 50 miles an hour. Next to that in the Bafang ecosystem is this torque/cadence sensor. You can easily go back and forth depending on which pedal assist mode you like. It's just a quick setting in the bike's menu. The screen's by Bafang 2, nicely center mounted in portrait style. And finally hidden in here is a 58 amp Bafang controller. Like I said, every single component in this electrical system is manufactured by Bafang and it's made to work together. This is all really high quality stuff. I can't wait to see what the performance is like. I'm excited to ride this thing. Let's take it outside, and remember, I am not gonna go easy on this thing. I'm gonna push it to its limits. Good morning, YouTube. What's happening? I am so excited to show you guys this bike because from what I can see already, this thing's a banger. And guys, you know me, I'm not here to feed you fluff. If I find something wrong with the bike, you're gonna know. But from what I can see so far, the build process, everything on the bike seems like such high quality. This is an e-bike that was built and designed to be a cohesive unit. Not just some random frame bought in a factory with a bunch of random parts slapped together to call an e-bike. This seems to be the total package. But don't take it from me. Let's start the tests. Okay, first test of the day. Let's see if the Magician Alpha can climb hills. 72 volts, 5,000 watts. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go into climb mode. From what I hear, climb mode has 110% of the torque available from this motor. That puts us at 200 Newton meters. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God. Yep, they're not kidding. From what I read, climb mode locks us out at about 28 miles an hour, which is the legal limit pretty much everywhere, but gives us a ton of torque for hills. I haven't ridden a bike this smooth in a long time. Oh man. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but this thing is silent. Listen to this. Like I can hear the tires and the rotors when I'm braking louder than the motor itself. Guys, so far, so good. Let's go over to Test Drive Island, unleash this beast, and see what it's got in the cells. But just before we unlock it and take it to Test Drive Island, find out the true top speed on the Alpha, let's see how fast it accelerates. I always start right here at my lamp pole. Up ahead's a little driveway pullout. If I can get to 20 miles an hour, we got a fast bike. And with 200 Newton meters of torque, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to get there. So let's do this. Let's put it into the climb mode, which again, 110% torque. That's 200 Newton meters. I think the regular torque on this bike is supposed to be 180, but this boosts it all the way to 110. Let's do this. Throttle only. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah. 14, 20 miles an hour already. Oh my God. Like the bike stopped me. Like it just, the power stopped before I got to the driveway pullout. And that's at 28 miles an hour. There are so many cool things happening with this bike. I can't wait to show you guys all of them. Let's go. Okay, this is a big, heavy, powerful bike. And before I take it to top speed, I want to make sure that I know how it handles, especially with new tires. I've never had these tires before. The treads are super thick and super tall, which means it'll be great off-road, but on the road, I don't know. It's got a nice steady center channel here, which will be great, keeps it quiet, but when we lean it over, let's see what kind of grip we can get. So I'm just gonna get going, get a little bit of speed here, maybe about 20 miles an hour. And we're just gonna lean it over for some S-turns. Let's see what we get. My God. Oh. Guys, no bull. This has got to be one of the smoothest bikes I've been on all year long. Woo. It's big, it's heavy, it's long, but all the weight's just in the middle. I mean, yes, you do have that battery that hangs off the end there on the rack, but that's behind you. Like nothing interferes with the actual steering and the handling of the bike. It's so good. And it just feels like you're just Velcro to the ground. Like I could lean this thing 45 degrees and have no issues with worrying about tipping over. So far, so good. Okay, let's see what this thing's like in the gravel. Oh, lots of grip. Tons. Like I can totally trust it in these turns. No problems. Let's go in the grass. Oh, just buttery smooth, this suspension. This is such a good ride. By far, one of the most comfortable rides of the year. Easily. And then you back that up with all this power. Come on. Okay, while we're out here getting used to the bike, I want to see how responsive the throttle is. A lot of bikes are on and off with the throttle, which makes it really hard to control this amount of power, right? And when you have 5,000 watts at your disposal, you kind of want to be in control. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into boost mode and I'm just gonna try to crawl along with the throttle. There you go. Got power now. Just easy, 10 miles an hour, just crawling along. I want a little bit more. Yeah, like every 1/16 of an inch on that throttle just gives me a bit more power. It is so detailed. It's the only word that I can come up with to really let you guys know how this throttle feels. Like it just feels like every little bit is attached to another little bit of power, right? It's just detailed, all the way through. And it is instant. Check this out. Just instant power. As soon as you wind it back, boom, it just kicks you in the back of the seat and lets you hold on to the handlebars. So good. So the Alpha's got a great throttle, but how about the pedal assist? So from what I read, this bike's entire electronic system is made by Bafang. The screen, the controller, the controls up here, the cadence sensor, the motor, everything is made by the same company and they are spec'd to work together. So I'm expecting a lot from this cadence sensor. And guys, not only is it a cadence sensor, it's also a torque sensor. So I've got it set right now. I went into the menu here, I'll show you. Let's go hold plus and minus. Oh, I guess I gotta come to a complete stop. There we go. I'm gonna go down to more, down here. And then you can actually go in here and set PAS mode from cadence to torque. So you can have both on here. How cool is that? So I'm gonna leave it in torque sensor because it is by far the best feeling pedaling experience on an e-bike. And let's return out of here. Perfect. Oh, like instant power. Watch this. I'm just gonna start pushing on the cranks, getting power. Like just as soon as the pedal has pressure on it, it just goes. I'm gonna drop a couple of gears here. See, look, I'm ghost pedaling. I'm not putting any pressure on the chain. I'm just ghost pedaling right now, and it's not giving me any power. But as soon as I put pressure on the chain and pressure on the pedals, just goes. And it goes to the right speed. Like if I push lightly, gives me a little bit of power. If I push hard, gives me a lot of power. And as soon as I stop, the power just stops. It is so intuitive. It's so natural. It just feels like the bike is an extension of you, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, if you're one of the few out there that enjoys ghost pedaling, I don't know, I guess some people do. Let's do that. Let's go into the settings. We gotta go into the menu. Here we go. And we'll go Cadence. Back out of here. And now we've got Cadence on the pedal assist sensor. Cool. So I'm gonna, See, like, I just rotated the cranks a quarter rotation and it just took off because I'm in boost mode. So I'm gonna get this down to stealth mode, I think, or maybe eco. There we go. Let's go stealth. And we're gonna start right here. So as I'm starting, yeah. Oh man, it is so good. Like, I'm gonna say maybe a quarter rotation and I start to get power. Watch this. Power now. Watch this. Like, before my crank gets to the bottom, I'm starting to get power. Power now. Yeah. It's so good. And the cool thing with Cadence sensor is that you can just ghost pedal. You don't have to put pressure on the chain and onto your drivetrain. You can just rotate the cranks and the bike will go to whatever pedal assist mode or power mode that you have it set to. So right now we're in stealth. Let's just ghost pedal and see what kind of speed it gives us. Looks like it goes all the way up. Sorry guys, I'm getting used to this bike just like you will when you get it. Let's go back right here. I think it's because we have it in the unlimited mode. If I went to more and went into class 2, which is the way that it ships. There we go. So now class 2 throttle enabled, right? Let's go to climb. And let's start, like right now in class 2 mode, right? Climb mode gets me 8 miles an hour. Stealth gets me about 10. Eco, 13. Trail mode gives me about 16 miles an hour. And then boost mode up to 20, and then it just stops, right? A class 2 e-bike is 750 watts at 20 miles an hour, and I could ride this fully legal in any town, any state, pretty much any country, right? What the bike is doing is it's just limiting the amount of power that it's drawing and giving to the motor, right? So if 750 watts is what you want to max out at, put it in class 2 and you're legal all day, anywhere. You're just gonna have a 20 mile an hour top speed and 750 watts max going to your motor. That's it. But where's the fun in that, right? Especially when you can, where you're somewhere safe that you can actually do it. Go to US. Infinite, go back out. There we go, unlimited mode. Like, the bike has so many settings in here. It's so awesome. You can totally set it. Oh, I forgot I was in boost mode. I'm just gonna leave it in stealth because boost is a lot of power, man. It just takes off on you. You gotta be ready for boost. All right, let's do it. Moment of truth. Let's find out how fast the Magician Alpha can actually go. Now, my review unit has been updated with the latest firmware, so let's make sure we're in the full boost mode. There we go, boost mode activated. I've got my GPS right beside it just to keep it honest. And for reference, I'm 190 pounds right now. If you weigh less, you may get faster. If you weigh more, you may get a little bit less than I do today. We got a full charge at 100% right now. You guys ready? We're gonna go throttle only on this one. 3, 2, 1, go. The pickup is insane on this. 30 already. 37, 39, still pulling. 42, 44, 45. Woo! 47, 48. 49. Let's go 50. Oh man. Oh. Okay. Whew. Let's gather ourselves here. 49 miles an hour is as fast as I saw the speedometer go. I don't know if it flashed 50 or what, but the road here is perfectly flat, no bull, 49 miles an hour on the GPS. Now, the bike's computer did go up to 50, so there might be a little bit here and there, but man, like 50 miles an hour on a bike. Come on. Okay, so while we're out here talking about features that this bike has, like the ability to swap back and forth between cadence and torque sensor, which is probably one of my favorite features on an e-bike. Here's another one of my favorite features on e-bikes. I'm gonna hold the throttle and hold the minus button at the same time. This bike has cruise control. I'm not touching the throttle, I'm not touching the pedals, I'm just cruising. If I wasn't too scared to do it, I would have just let go of the handlebars, but there's no way I'm letting go of the handlebars at 48 miles an hour. This thing's crazy, man. But so much fun and so silent. I can't believe that this is a geared hub motor. Bafang has knocked it out of the park with this motor. I can't believe it. Guys, the other 60 or 72 volt motors I've ridden in this category are so loud. They're so whiny, they're so loud. You can hear the gears working in there, but this one, you just can't. Listen to this. It's like a low hum, and it just kind of like gives you the power and just wah. You can hear the tires on the pavement more than I hear this motor. Just a beaut. The other feature I need to point out on this Alpha here is this rack. Not only does it hold your secondary battery, but this rack can hold 50 kilograms of weight. So if you're thinking of traveling with, you know, pannier bags or, you know, putting a basket for deliveries and things like that, you got to keep that in mind. This rack can hold over 100 pounds of cargo, right? It's bolted on with 6 bolts right into the frame, and it's built so strong to hold this battery and a bunch of additional cargo, right? Like, talk about multi-purpose bike, right? It doesn't look like a motorcycle. It just looks like a normal bike. It's got pedals. It's got a ton of power, a ton of speed, step-through design, adjustable seat, storage, full suspension, comfort. What else do you want? Come on. Okay, let's see if this thing struggles with the infamous speed wobble. Most of these frames, especially the step-through version, they're just not stiff enough to have the amount of weight from the big 26-inch, 4-inch wide tires and all this battery, the big motor. There's so much weight on these frames. They're just not built, you know, stiff enough to stop the wobble. So I'm just gonna let go of the bars and see if we get any wobbles. Nothing. Perfectly smooth. How awesome is that? This frame is just built so well, and the bearings are just make everything, the linkage back there makes it so tight. There's no creaks, there's no rattles back there. The only thing that makes noise on this bike is the chain slapping around a little bit, but you can easily fix that by putting some mastic tape all over your frame around the chainstay, and you can quiet that down super easily. Okay, so as we head over to set up for the brake test, I kind of want to give you guys my first impressions on the bike. And so far, this bike is blowing my mind. For $22.99, this is an insane amount of bike. Guys, for $22.99, you can get a 52 volt Ride 1 Up Rev 1. Right? 52 volt. This is 72 with 10 amp hours more battery that goes at least 15 miles an hour faster than the Ride 1 Up. It's got air suspension, it's got the big tires, it doesn't look like a motorcycle. You can ride this thing anywhere without getting accused of, you know, breaking the law, right? Of course, if you go 50 miles an hour, you're gonna be, you know, caught red-handed, but the settings inside the app here, inside the bike's computer, is so easy. You can totally customize absolutely everything from the power levels to the speed. You can set it in any class you want, class 1, 2, 3, or unlimited. You can set it for US laws, Canadian laws. Everything is inside the app here. And Bafang even has an app. It's called Bafang Go. You're gonna be able to Bluetooth your bike to the app, do all of your settings, track your rides, do firmware, software updates, absolutely everything from this app. Magician's a new brand, and they're coming out swinging with this bike. I'm pretty blown away. So far, so good. Okay, let's see if this thing can stop in time. I've got a marker here and about a 20-foot distance to where I'm gonna slam on the brakes going about 28 miles an hour. 4-piston hydraulic brakes, 203 mil rotors. But it's a big bike, right? It's a big bike with a ton of power, but a bunch of weight. These batteries add a bunch of weight on top of this already pretty heavy frame, right? This frame weighs about 100 pounds by itself. So you slap on another 30 pounds of battery, and you got yourself a pretty heavy runaway train if you can't stop it. So let's do this. Throttle only. Wow, it doesn't really matter how we get there. Let's get to about 28 miles an hour. There we go, 30. Let's slow it down a little bit. And brake. Whoa! Did you guys see that? I have another bike length left to this 20-foot distance. This is crazy. This by far is one of the best braking performances out of any bike I've tested here. Obviously, we got a lot going for us, right? Dry roads, nice warm day. But these tires just hooked up to the road and did not let go. Like, my back wheel was locked up and kind of like hopping, right? It had so much traction on the road. I've never seen this. That's crazy, but crazy good. This bike just keeps getting better and better. So we saw how the Alpha handles smooth roads, rough roads, gravel, grass. Now let's take it off-road and maybe onto the beach. We'll see how far the tide is. But I am super excited to try these new tires. They look so promising. And so far they've been really, really grippy. So let's do this. Let's take it off-road. Okay, don't hit my camera. All right, we're clear. Woo! Oh, eating bugs, going so fast. Whoa. Man, this thing just wants to go. Oh. Woo! All right, we got sand, people. This thing is too much fun, man.
Middle cycling mode.
Okay, got the little drone behind me so it can follow. We're gonna set this thing up in climb mode, which is 110% torque. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Here we go. Make sure a little guy follows, yeah. Whoa! Man, this thing has so much power. There's zero difficulties getting up and over anything. Loose terrain, packed terrain, it doesn't matter. Look at this. Oh. Easy. Let's go do a couple more laps. The issue with the sand is not getting speed or going in a straight line, it's when you have to turn. Oh. Woo. Oh. This thing is insane. Look at this, this is insane. Oh. Woo-hoo. Man, after this new update, this bike has no problems going anywhere. It's absolutely insane. And the grip on these tires, they're so deep. The tread is just so grippy. It just digs in, has no problems off-road whatsoever. Okay, let's take 2 minutes and talk about bike and ride quality on this brand new Magician Alpha. Guys, I told you guys earlier when the ride started that I'm gonna do my best to find something wrong with this bike, and so far it's been really, really hard. I mean, let's go through it, right? The contact points, I think, are perfect. Lock-on grips on both sides. They're mountain bike. They're super soft rubber. I love these grips. I would replace these grips with the same grips when they wore out. No problems here. The bar and stem is subjective, right? It's a big bike and it's meant to handle a huge amount of riders. You guys saw with the seat all the way down, I can touch the ground flat-footed. So it's not a big bike, right? Like it's not like you're limited to you know, 5'6" or above. If you're not 5'6", you can't even step onto this bike. You can get onto this bike if you're 5 foot nothing, no problem. It's got a step through. You don't have to swing your leg over it. And the seat goes so far down low that I can get my feet on the ground flat-footed on both sides. And I'm only 5'9", so it's not a huge bike. It's not super long. If you wanted it to be long, you could. You could easily just put the seat back onto its rails, get a longer stem, get a bar that puts you, you know, a little bit further up front. But right now, I've got the bars perfectly lined up with the fork. And look at this, like I am just sitting straight up in lounge mode, you know, ready to enjoy a ride, and enjoy it I did. This bike is awesome. The seat is really comfortable. It looks like, you know, a seat that would be stiff, but it's not. It's got a ton of padding and it's like gel on top. So it's super, oh, snake. I always see snakes out here. It looks like a seat that, you know, might be uncomfortable and have some pressure points, but it doesn't. It's been awesome. I've been on the bike for a good hour and a half right now, and there is no problem sitting on this seat. And then the pedals are pedals, right? They're metal logo pedals. I wouldn't change these on a bike like this. This is a cruiser, right? It's not a bike meant to go off-road. You're not gonna need a ton of traction to your feet, but it's got plenty there. The frame is definitely a highlight. There's a lot of highlights on this bike actually, but the frame is one of them. The rear suspension linkage works so well. It is insanely stiff side to side, but insanely buttery up and down. All the little bumps just disappear. And then you match that with proper bearings that give you, you know, like millimeters of clearance on either side. And then you put some enduro bearings into the pivots. Guys, the rear end of this bike is one of the smoothest I've ever felt on any bike before. It is so good. And then you put an air shock into it that you can totally dial for your weight. I didn't change the air pressure in it. I sat on it and I got about 20% sag, and I thought it'd be perfectly fine because this bike has a lot of weight as is, right? It's a 130-pound bike, and then you throw a 190-pound rider onto it, maybe some cargo, right? Like I kind of wanted to keep it stiff, but it gives me support without feeling harsh. It's still buttery smooth. I absolutely love the frame setup. And it's hydromorphed, right? There's no welds anywhere. It's beautiful and it's stiff. You guys saw there's no wobble on this bike. Just perfect. The suspension, I mean, to add on top of the rear suspension, the front fork is great. Really thick stanchions, which makes the fork really stiff. It's got a ton of support. I can't bottom it out as hard as I can try. I can't bottom it out. And I'm, you know, almost 200 pounds, right? So finally, a bike with proper suspension and proper support. Every item on here is just meant to be here. It's just part of the design. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna take this monitor off the shelf and this frame from this factory, oh, these tires, I'm gonna, you know, put this motor with this controller, see how they work. No, everything is meant to work together on this bike. The wheels and tires. The wheels have double wall aluminum, so they're super stiff and they'll last forever. And these tires have surprised me, man. Like, they had so much grip on our brake test and off-road. And you guys saw on the sand, right? You put all of this torque, all of this power with that amount of grip on big, wide tires. Come on, you can take this thing anywhere. Back roads in the mountains, some light trails. You want some loose terrain like sand, like mud, like snow. Oh, snow is gonna be so much fun on this bike. This bike is so versatile. You know, it's definitely my best do-it-all bike of 2025, bar none. The brakes are great. I wish every bike had a setup like this. 4-piston hydraulic calipers biting on 203 mil rotors is just the way e-bikes should have brakes. You want bigger? Sure. You know, do you need bigger? No. Right? This bike at 30 miles an hour was easily stopped well within the 20-foot distance. So you don't need bigger, you know, you don't need 240, 200, 300 mil rotors like those Anioki bikes. You don't need any of that. You just need good brakes biting on 203 mil rotors for a decent amount of bite. That's it. That's all you need. And then guys, the electronics. I touched on it before. This is an entire Bafang system, right? From the monitor to the controls, to the controller, to the rear motor, to the BMS, like everything on this bike as far as the electrical system goes was designed by one company, and all those components were designed to work together. It's such a cohesive ecosystem. You guys are gonna think I'm bullshitting you, but I've never seen anything nicer on any bike before. And it's quiet. You don't hear it. You don't hear that whine. You don't hear the gears. There's no noise back there other than the wind just whizzing by your ears at 50 miles an hour. Woo! So if I was to bring up one thing that I've noticed throughout my ride, there's one thing that's kind of annoying, and that's the rear rack back here. I've noticed throughout the ride that something has gone loose a little bit, and I think it's this rear battery on here, right? Like I can hear it like just going back and forth. And you guys know, like this is something that's super easy to fix, right? I'm gonna take the battery out. I'm gonna put a bunch of that foamy tape around where the battery, you know, could touch the rack, and, you know, make sure everything is tight and everything is snug in there. And if that doesn't do it, you can easily just wrap a nice Velcro strap around that battery and make sure it's just cinched down. But that's it. Like everything on this bike is buttoned down, quiet, tight. Like it just feels sturdy, and it just feels like such a more expensive bike than $22.99. That's just insane. The amount of bike you can get from Magician here for 2,300 bucks is blowing my mind. Woo. Okay, hill climb number 2. I'm at 64% battery, and this time we're gonna do it in boost. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Just pulling uphill. 30, 31. This hill's steeper too than the one we do in the beginning of the video. 34. Just accelerates uphill. I have never, ever felt a bike like this. I mean, not for this price, right? I mean, yes, there's bikes in the $4,000 range that have this power, but not at $22.99. Come on. Range report. So I've got 62% left in the battery, and we've done 26.4 miles. So I'm not even halfway, and we've done 26 miles already. Double that, that's 50 at least. At bare minimum, I can get 50 to 60 miles of range from this 30 amp hour battery. That's crazy. That's the power of a 72 volt system. You can go forever and you still have a ton of power. Right, so $1 million question. Who's the Magician Alpha really for? It's for pretty much anybody that has an ounce of sense and looking to buy a bike in 2025. This bike does it all. I mean, other than maybe you not liking the way this bike looks, or you know, maybe you really want a moped style e-bike, something that, you know, looks more like a motorcycle, but anybody else that can afford a $2,300 bike should look at this bike. Come on, 72 volts, 30 amp hours of battery. You don't even have to run both batteries at once. You can run them one after another, or just leave one at home entirely. A crazy good electronic system by Bafang, one that's meant to work together and is flawless. There is so much you can do to tune this bike the way you like to ride it. It's crazy. A throttle that works so well, a torque or cadence sensor. You get storage, you get step through or step over options. You get a bunch of different color options too with your Alpha. And guys, these bikes are shipping right now. Customers are receiving them right now. This is for everybody that pre-ordered, right? Are getting theirs right now in August. These bikes are on sale right now for $22.99 once you use my discount code. I've got $100 off right now, and you can get your name on one for a September delivery. That's crazy. It's a few weeks away and you get yours. There's a bunch of colors still left available. If you're looking for a high performance cruiser that can go 50 miles an hour, but doesn't have to, you can easily just lock this thing up into class 1 or class 2 mode, US or Canadian, it doesn't matter. You can unleash the speed and power if you want it. That's the key here, right? This bike looks like a normal bike. No one would ever think you're riding a motorcycle, and no one would ever think that a bike like this can go up to 50 miles an hour, right? That's insane. So don't wait any longer. Click on the link in the description, or better yet, use your phone's camera to scan that QR code. That'll take you right to their website. It'll guarantee you the best price that they've got going on right now. Don't forget to use my discount code, because it'll save you an additional $100 off the price, and then you can get your name on the next delivery. And if the Magician Alpha is not the perfect bike for you, that's okay. Maybe the bike in this video will be more what you're looking for. I'll see you over there. Still so much power.